It's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Sam Jones. Sam, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, Danny. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good. Obviously, a little disappointed, like most boxing fans at the moment, that Fury Usyk has been postponed.
Yeah,
How surprised were you by the news last night?
yeah, very surprised, like everybody else, but not as shocked because this is boxing. It happens. Like cuts happen in boxing. Like it's just very unfortunate that it's happening to that specific fight and that particular person. But I've seen some wild shouts, Danny. Listen, Tyson does bring on some of it himself sometimes, but if people genuinely think the big man's over there and he's got somebody to slash his eye 2 weeks before a monstrous payday, hiring numerous sparring partners, living in Saudi Arabia for 2 months or however long he's been there, nutritionists, S&C coaches, fucking, you are a complete plonker if you think that's the case. And I know people are going to revert back to, oh, he said that about David Haye. He did say that about David Haye. And as much as I love David, he had a bit of a history of pulling out of fights and Tyson was probably, I think, 22 when that fight was, 23, like immature. Like, do you know what I mean? We all say stuff that we don't. I do it all the time. Like we all say stuff we probably don't mean it. We in the heat of the moment we speak on impulse.
Sure.
But if people really think a 35-year-old Tyson Fury is going to be in camp for as long as he is, away from his family, spending all that money on camp, is going to get somebody to rip his eye open 2 weeks before the biggest fight of his life, in my opinion, you are a fucking idiot.
So just looking at the footage that was released of the sparring thing, how convinced are you that it was that particular shot?
Yeah, I
that
do.
caused the damage.
I do. I think it looked like it was being recorded on a Nokia 3210. But yeah, it looked like an elbow, like a stray elbow that caught him, and just you heard him say like, "Oh, I'm caught," and I'm sure I heard Shane Fury in the background going, "Who's caught?" really loud. I'm sure that was his voice. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it's happened to this fight that we were all looking forward to. But don't panic. The fight will be rescheduled. The whole card will be rescheduled, and I'm sure we're all going to see the fight.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Punch or elbow?
I thought it was an elbow, Danny.
How much blame would you attach to the sparring partner in that case?
None. This is boxing. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen many times. Like, well, I could say many times, probably 3 or 4 times in my life. I've seen an elbow, like, or a forearm, and it cuts the guys. I was just saying then on another interview, Linares, when I was in camp with him, he always used to be so meticulous about sparring partners greasing their elbows and greasing their forearms with Vaseline, like thick layers of Vaseline, and on your gloves to make sure there was no cuts. He was always really religious about that, and that's why.
You never imparted this to Tyson Fury, I'm guessing, this knowledge, but
No, I don't know, but like Tyson would always, like, I've seen Tyson spar hundreds of rounds, like he'd grease, but I used Linares as an example because he was really meticulous in, we're not sparring unless you grease your elbows and your gloves before we start trading leather.
yeah, we're not going to trade leather, hopefully. I don't want to be cut to shreds. It did look like a nasty cut as well, obviously, that Fury suffered. There's also been a bit of kind of criticism from people saying, why was he having such an intense spar only 2 weeks away from the fight? And also, why wasn't he wearing a full face head guard? Just what's your response to those 2 points?
I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Like, the hardest spars are usually not the week before. Like the week before a fight,
It's just tapering
you spar.
off. Yeah.
You do spar. 2 weeks before the fight, you have probably like your hardest spars. They're the most intense spars because that's the way I've always, like, the fighters I've always been around. Been around a fair few now. That's the way they always did it. So there's nothing abnormal about Tyson having an intense spar 2 weeks before his fight. Right, very normal.
Looking at where the cut is, a full face head guard very likely would have prevented it, but he never
But full
wears
face
one.
head guards are shit, Danny, because whenever I've seen someone wear a full face head guard, they're always getting hit with uppercuts because you can't see. Do you know the ones with a bar? Like
Yeah,
you can't see the shots coming underneath. So you're
peripheral
like, you're
vision.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I've seen a fight where a full face like a bar, they're getting clipped with uppercuts. And Tyson, to be fair, my first reaction was because Tyson never used to spar with head guards. Trust me, he never ever used to spar with head guards. So I thought, he's not worn a head guard here. So then it kind of would
Yeah, I
be
thought
his
that
fault.
initially. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you've been around the big man, you know that he doesn't wear head guards normally, but he clearly was wearing a head guard. So he's not going to go from wearing a head guard, which he hates in general, to then wearing a fucking Power Ranger helmet. Like he's not gonna do that. But look, it happens. Everyone relax, like it happens, like it's shit and it's unfortunate, but it's going to be rescheduled and it's going to. I don't think you're going to be spoiled, deprived of great fights in Saudi Arabia in the coming months. I think you're going to get great fights, and that's going to be one of them. It's just going to be rescheduled. So everyone just fucking relax.
He looked very lean in the footage, looked in good
Yes.
shape. Were you surprised he took such a clean shot, especially in the clinch as well, where he's known to be quite
No,
dominant?
no, because Danny, it's sparring. I've seen Tyson Fury look like a Southern area level heavyweight in sparring before, and then I've seen him come back the following day looking like a prime Muhammad Ali. So he might have been having, I don't know, he might have been working on things in that spot, and he just got clipped with an elbow. So no, I'm not surprised he's taking a shot. It's boxing. You get clipped.
So back with Sam Jones there, who got cut off at a most inopportune time. Although I think it's going to be a bit of an anticlimax now. I was just saying, could you tell from the footage who the sparring partner was?
No.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I'm sure that person will be much in demand for kind of interviews and so on, just to, I guess, verify, because there is a lot of skepticism out there for Tyson Fury. I have no doubt about what happened, same as you. But
It's not even just like, even if you don't like Tyson Fury, just sit down a second and think to yourself, do you really think he's going to do that? Like in your heart, even if you don't like him, do you really think he's going to do that? Like, absolutely not. Like,
But are you surprised by the skepticism? Because he does have a lot of critics, and there has been
yeah,
stuff in the past where he's
no,
pulled out
I'm
of
not.
fights.
I'm not. But like, because Tyson Fury has been involved in like saying things like he contradicts himself a lot, but I contradict myself a lot. He acts on impulse. Tyson Fury wake up one day and think, I don't know, I'm fighting Anthony Joshua next, and then he'll wake up the next day thinking, not fighting him, he's a bodybuilder. Like that.
Retiring.
Yeah, I'm retiring. Tyson thinks and lives on impulse. So when he does that and he kind of contradicts himself quite a lot, they kind of think cry wolf kind of thing. But if you really do sit and think about it, you have got to be a sausage if you think Tyson Fury has got some mush to slice his eyebrow open.
Yeah, I mean, he has pulled out of a fight in the past because he openly said he wasn't ready for it mentally.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was actually his team that pulled him out rather than him. But
And you wouldn't pull out with a cut. Like you would say, I don't know, if you bottled the fight, you'd think of something a bit
back injury.
Yeah. Rather than slicing your eye open, like come on, like get real. So no, Daniel, I don't think that Tyson Fury has been sliced open by a member of his team.
Well, technically he was, wasn't he? He technically was sliced open by a member of his team if we count a sparring partner as a member of his
Yeah, we
team.
don't count sparring partners as members of the team.
Yeah.
The hired help.
Yeah, he was sliced open by the hired help. Do you think we'll see Usyk against Hrgovic on February the 17th now?
No, because I don't think Turkey allows Sheikh, with the greatest of respect to Big Philip, wants to see that fight. I think he wants to make the super fights. He wants to make Tyson Fury Usyk the winner fights and Anthony Joshua. He's got his board out and with his pieces, and that's what he wants to see. So no, I don't. Sorry to the Filip Hrgovic supporters out there, but no, I do not believe that's going to be the case. I think they're going to reschedule the whole event for a couple of months to 3.5, 4 months time.
So do you think the belts will get fragmented then? Because I think they're supposed to fight by the end of March, Fury and Usyk by the IBF.
No, I think that the sanctioning bodies, if they're clever and they're smart, will listen. I'm all up for the other fighters having an opportunity to fight for the belts, but we've been waiting since Lennox Lewis to see an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So let's not fragment the belts now when Tyson Fury sustained the cut. Listen, if it gets pushed back again, then okay, fair enough. But I think we give everyone the benefit of the doubt and we go again in, I don't know, June.
And then Fury can't really pull out again, can he? I mean,
No,
you know,
no,
because
he
cuts
can't.
happen. He could have an accident, but
Like if he has another cut, like he's gonna have to pull out. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the way the world works. But I would like to think lightning wouldn't strike twice in his camp.
I reckon he might start wearing a full face head guard, you know.
Maybe,
Just to
but
avoid any kind of criticism if it does happen again. But
yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, we've still got obviously AJ and Ngannou to look forward to the following month. But what does this mean in terms of the fight itself, do you think? Does it benefit anyone, this further delay?
No.
Because I've seen some talk about, is Fury trying
Usyk's
to keep Usyk
Usyk's
inactive?
37, Usyk's
And he's older.
37, 38, whatever he is. Tyson's 36 this year. They're just all getting another 6 months, 4 to 6 months older. Like, no, it doesn't benefit nobody. So people need to stop with these conspiracy things. Oh, he's done it on purpose because he needs more time to work on it. So he's going to cut his own eye to work on more stuff in sparring. Like, come on, fuck off. Like, it's just going to be delayed and we're going to see the fight.
All right, well, moving on from that, because it is the hot topic at the moment, just want to ask you about your own hot topic, or the one that means the most to you, and that's Jack Catterall's rematch with Josh Taylor. What's the latest on that?
The latest in that, Danny, is that we're getting there. We're getting there. And we hope to give the British boxing fans a real British rivalry fight. That's what we're hoping. And yeah, it's we're all kind of on the same page at the moment. Myself, Tom Grant, Josh's lawyer, we're all on the same page. I'm sure Josh doesn't really like me very much, but I'm getting on quite well with his lawyer. So we're getting there, Danny. We're getting there.
And if it does come to fruition, which broadcaster will be carrying it?
Could be Babe Station, could be Nickelodeon, could
Babe
be
Station still exists. I don't even know.
Listen, who knows, Danny? Who knows which broadcaster it could be? But whichever broadcaster it's going to be is a lucky broadcaster because it's a fucking great fight.
Just for anyone watching out there, it won't be on Babe Station or Nickelodeon. Sam is
No,
being
it won't be on
tongue in
Babe
cheek.
Station. It won't be on Babe Station, no.
Or Nickelodeon.
Who knows?
Well, there's NFL on Nickelodeon occasionally, I think, so you never know.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hope we can catch up again with it over the line next time. And yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll talk about it in depth then.
Catch up soon, Danny.
Cheers, Sam. Take care, mate. Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye, brother. Bye-bye, mate.
Bye.